Let's get it on.
All right, y'all. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's an exciting time right now in the Delaware Valley. I wanted to make sure I started off with my man Brian Johnson being elevated to offensive coordinator, and you guys know I absolutely love that. I am the biggest proponent of black coaches being offensive coordinators and being QB coaches. That's a rare combination right there. Matter of fact, I don't think I know any. The last one that I can remember that had eventually went on to be a head coach, I want to say, man, letting you know right there, maybe Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, former Indianapolis Colts head coach. I know he was one. Brian Johnson is on that type of trajectory. As a matter of fact, I want to be right here next year talking about him landing a head coaching gig. Straight up. Him and Coach Sirianni should do that work next year because you know it's going to be off the chain on offense. We'll get here to the defense here pretty soon. But that man doing work with my man Jalen Hurts, baby. Perhaps the best doing it in the entire league. We saw that Super Bowl right there shut a lot of people the hell up, right? So putting in that work right there, allowing that man to continue to grow, you want to see something like that, man. An offensive coordinator who's a black freaking QB coach. Or is there any other QB coaches out there? Maybe a Pep Hamilton, is he in the league? I'm telling you, man, it's slim pickings. So big salute to that man right there, man. Much love to Brian Johnson. Been watching him since he was a player in college football at the University of Utah. And seeing him going through the coaching ranks, man, I believe he was at Houston. Covered him when he was at Florida and then left for the Eagles. He is A1 with me. All right. So moving that forward, right, we'll get to the offense another time. I still want to stick here on this defense, baby. It's still the Philadelphia Eagles. When I fell in love with the Philadelphia Eagles as a little kid, when Randall Cunningham was the quarterback, right? It was my mom's favorite player. We watched all Eagles games. She loves some Randall Cunningham. That defensive line was the story, no matter what. I'm talking about cats like Jerome Brown, my man, the Minister of Defense, Reggie White, Clyde Simmons, Mike Golick Sr., all kinds of cats when I was a little kid. On through Big Red Tom, right? My God, Andy Reid. When they even went wide nine with Jason Babin and Trent Cole to the modern day, right? Now in the modern day, if you look at some of the candidates for the defensive coordinator job, as of right now, it's not filled while I'm filming this. There's a second round of interview going on, and looking like it could be moving more towards that 3-4 that I talked about. You can see remnants of it during the game, right? You see remnants of it, and I've pointed that out several times there. Traditionally, a 3 and a bump team, maybe, right? Depending on the strength of the formation, you always have Hassan Reddick on his feet, but Josh Sweat put his hand in the ground. You have a shade or straight up nose, a 0 technique, 5 technique, 3 technique, right? Jordan Davis, to me, it signified that anyway when you draft a cat like that in the first round, because I don't know, I really don't like drafting cats like that in the first round. I'll be honest with you. If you are, you need to make sure that he is in a position to win. A 3-4 does that for him, right? 3-4, we'll see what happens with Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox, people like that. But you can see with them bringing in Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh where they were going with that. Jordan Davis, I've already mentioned the cat like Jervon Dexter from Florida, putting them next to each other. That is nasty right there. But I wanted to talk about the edge position because a potential loss of Brandon Graham, although I would like to see Brandon Graham come back until he can't anymore. But if that were the case, I want the Eagles to look at B.J. Ojulari from LSU. I think he's a perfect fit. He already plays in a 3-4. He's a 3-4 specific player, right? Him and Hassan Reddick very much one and the same. Having him learn from Hassan Reddick, rotate in with Josh Sweat or playing in addition to a Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick in some of those NASCAR packages. When you get into those sub packages, it will be tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Let's look at this right here. Well, the magic of television, things move fast. So I had to actually abandon this video and come back many hours later. And now that I checked this, I have seen that the Eagles have hired a defensive coordinator, and it is who I thought it was going to be, and that's Sean Desai from the Seattle Seahawks, who I happen to cover primarily here on this channel. So I would think, indeed, if it's that, because Seattle was a 4-3 team the past however many years, and with Sean Desai coming in and another cat they had come in as well, they morphed into a 3-4 team this past season. You can see the remnants of it like I was talking about earlier in the video. And now I would have to think that is definitely going to morph into an odd front alignment for them Eagles, baby. Go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. This is pretty dope right here. Sean Desai definitely had a lot of success. If you think about what he did with Tariq Woolen, so having that man and being able to see what he was able to do with the Woolen, along with Pete Carroll, obviously, who is a defensive back wizard in his own right. They had some really good success with that guy. As far as the Seahawks defense, they didn't have it like the Eagles up front, and it showed itself numerous times there. So I believe the Eagles are going to have a better defense that he will work with, but hey, it remains to be seen. The Eagles are losing a lot up front as well, so that may be perfect for him as well, because he had to work with not having a lot of talent up front, or one, at least what you think and come to know from the Seattle Seahawks. So, yeah. I had already done stuff on this man, and of course covering his defense every week, 3-4 team. Matter of fact, check this out. So, definitely see here when Desai was the defensive coordinator in 2021 season with the Chicago Bears. Base 4-3, straight up on the nose here. Of course, you have 6 technique here, 7 technique, however you want to call that, depending on which angle you're looking from right there. Of course, 3 technique. And you have your 2 outside linebackers, one being Khalil Mack here. Is this Robert Quinn? That would be hard. That would be hard. That'd be hard. Of course, Roquan Smith there, Eddie Jackson right there. So he was working with a little bit of talent there, man. No doubt about that. You can see him with traditional outside linebackers here. Obviously, Hassan Reddick right there, and even got your 94 right there for Josh Sweat. So with that being said, they were already kind of transitioning to that anyway. Like I said before, you draft a cat like Big Jordan Davis, you want to see him anchor. Right? You want to anchor from a shade. You want to anchor from straight up, head up on the nose. Move in, out from that, right? Build from the inside out. There you go. Philadelphia Eagles, odd front team. I can definitely see that happening. So now let's keep it real right here. That doesn't necessarily mean it will happen. It just has a good chance of happening. Just because obviously you can see the defenses that he's associated with. Right? You can see it right here. He was not the coordinator for Seattle. However, Seattle also a 3-4 squad. You see, same deal right here. You have your shade, 3 technique, 5 technique, 2 outside linebackers here. Your Chenanu Osu, Bruce Irvin. 2 backers off ball here. Might have to replace both of the starters for the Eagles, of course, TJ Edwards and Kazir White. Outside linebackers good. Jordan Davis right here. We'll see who plays to either side of Jordan Davis. And the back half as well, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Definitely got to have Chauncey back. And we'll see what goes on with the cornerback positions as well. Man, there's a lot more holes to fill on this defense than I thought. They definitely sold out, and it almost worked for it to happen this year with the amount of talent on defense. But Howie Roseman definitely going to restock the cupboard and should be off the chain next year. So I'm actually kind of excited about Sean Desai and a potential switch to a straight up 3-4 just because I love my man Hassan Reddick so much. So it's all good, baby. Let me know what you think. As always, roll call, baby. Pennsauken, stand up. Everything in Gloucester, stand up, baby. Egg Harbor Township, my beloved Atlantic City, Wilmington, stand up. Newark, Delaware, stand up. Christiana, what are we doing here, baby? Chester, Man, shout outs to the whole Philly, North Philly, West Philly. Shout outs to Old City. Shout outs to everybody, baby. We working it, baby. Shout outs to all my people in Conshohocken. Shout outs to my folks out there in the King of Prussia, Lower Marion, Upper Darby. What are we doing, baby? Shout outs to everybody in Elkton, Maryland as well, Dover, Delaware. Let me know, all right? Salute. Fly Eagles fly.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.